From the pressure pumping service, you spent quite a few years on the delivery side of this equation. What kinds of experiences did you have using this chemistry?
It's a very simple chemistry to use, for one. One of the things that it was very compatible with all of our fracturing fluids from that side of it. We never had really any particular issues with incompatibility of crosslink fluids with the CnF product. It was very good if there was ever any emulsion problems with a particular fracturing fluid and the water or formations we were encountering. It did a great job of countering almost any type of emulsion problems we had. And there was enough variety within the CnF product line that we could tailor that if one particular CnF product didn't work well for a particular area, that we could tailor or develop a product that would work.
So you felt like you could make this story, this knowledge that you acquired, understandable to your client in a fairly straightforward way?
Yeah, it was one of the things that one of the first studies we did was with Anadarko, and I think it was in 2009, and we took a very simple vertical wells, one formation, the Codell formation, which is a dirty sandstone, very low permeability, and we had a number of wells, I think 30 to 50 wells in the study, where you could do an actual production study and look over 180 days. And it was very simple to see where the production improvements were. It was a study done with CnF versus just a non-emulsifying basic product. And we saw anywhere from 10 to 30% increased BOE. Both oil and gas increased significantly.
And this was over a 180-day time frame.
That's correct.
Excellent, excellent. In preparation for those treatments, what kind of work was done? With lab tests, fluid analysis, fluid compatibility?
We did all those things. We wanted to make sure that, again, our thoughts were do no harm. So we always wanted to start with that level. Let's do all the initial non-emulsion testing, making sure everything was compatible before we put it in the wellbore. And again, so we wouldn't have any production problems, which we've never seen, which again, for all the applications and the thousands of times I've done it, I have never seen a negative outcome from using the product. Excellent,
excellent. Good to hear that. What systems, you said that there were a variety of them. What ones have you specifically used?
With my Halliburton background, I've used anywhere with, well, I'll say high pH, CMHPG, zirconate crosslink systems, low pH, CMHPG, zirconate crosslink systems, all the range of borate systems, and even now things such as PermStim, with the cellulose-based guar systems with the zirconate crosslinkers.
What about just slick water? Is there any issues there?
And again, yeah, it's not leave out, yes, slick waters. We've used it in all of our slick water applications too, and it's worked great.
With a lot of operators wanting to do a lot of exercise of using recycled water, do you see any issues with it in that respect?
Actually, we don't. And in fact, there's even some anecdotal evidence, which I would like to do a study on, of using the reused water, that we've actually seen better results with reused water. And some thoughts with that are that possibly that the CnF fluid is still active and we float it back and are getting a chance to use it. So I've heard more anecdotal evidence about this and looking forward to trying to do some studies on that.
Has the CESI sales staff been supportive of you?
Yeah, very, very much so. When I worked within Halliburton, they were very supportive with just the initial product to be able to support us with technical literature, even pricing help when we needed it to help with some pilot programs or get in the door. And then also, once we got into it, we realized that there was numerous products that were available or combinations of them. And so that's when we started looking at working with various operators, taking their oil, whether they were in the high GOR part of a basin or a low GOR part of the basin, and actually taking the various oils and different API gravities and developing products that would be more useful for the specific parts of the basin. CESI was great about doing that, and of course with no charge or no cost to us, did all the initial research and then presented the products to us and allowed us to go out and present it to the operators.
So I'm sure in the course of all that process, you got a fair amount of feedback from your clients as well. Any
Yeah.
sense about that?
Yeah, very much so. That everyone was, again, very pleased with the type of products that we were able to provide. It was great to be able to go to the operators, get them involved in the very beginning part of the process of collecting the oil samples, being able to work with them, and they were there too when we were looking at tests and seeing how quickly either emulsions broke or we were able to reduce capillary pressure or surface tension. So they were actually able to see that with their very own oil, and so then we were able to apply it into their wells. Again, they were right on board with the entire process, really.
So I hear you saying that you got a fair amount of support then also from the CESI lab and technical staff.
Yeah, very, very much so. The staff down in Houston, and then even locally when we would work with various local labs, they would offer technical support to help those labs better test their products for us.